God's blessings to you as we begin the second week of Lent. And we're using the theme, being content with my weakness because of Jesus. And today we will be specifically thinking about the difficulty of accepting the gift. The Apostle Paul had shared Jesus' words that Jesus spoke to him in a time of trial in 2 Corinthians 12. My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. So Paul said, I can be content in my weaknesses. Let's think about the difficulty of accepting the gifts that God gives us. One of the most emotional stories of the Lenten season is when Jesus is with the disciples in the upper room, and he decides to wash his disciples' feet one by one. He's going disciple to disciple. And he comes to Peter and wants to wash Peter's feet. And Peter says, you will never wash my feet. Now, what's your response to that? Is it you saying, well, Peter was just trying to put Jesus back on the throne where he belonged? Or was it that Peter, like us, struggled to accept the gift that Jesus was willing and wanting to give to him? In our weakness, we often struggle with grace, with gifts, true gifts that cannot be repaid. So maybe you're sick and somebody brings over some food to your house, and then you start thinking about, what can I take over to their house to pay them back? Or somebody gives you a gift, maybe at a birthday, and you instantly think, wow, the next time I give them a gift, it's got to match or surpass what they just gave me. We struggle with gifts all the time. Maybe it has something to do more with wanting to be there to help and take care of somebody in their time of weakness, but bristling at the thought of needing to receive a gift from somebody else. That help that could come. Say, no, I don't take gifts like that. All of that because we want to be self-sufficient. One of the greatest stumbling blocks to faith in Jesus is the ability to accept the gift as pure gift that cannot be repaid. Jesus' followers have struggled with that gift of grace from the moment Jesus was here on earth. It's a big struggle all of us have in our lives. And in addition to what Jesus did for us, we always want to add, what can I do to add to that? And that means that we're struggling with pure grace. But Jesus insisted. He washed Peter's feet, and more than that, Jesus went all the way to the cross, where he suffered and died for us in his innocence so that he could remove all of our sin and the power of death and restore us to being children of God, all which was only something he could do. We couldn't. And so it had to be all pure gift. So Jesus comes to us and he says, so let me wash your feet. Let me take your sins away. Let me restore you to being a child of God. Let me help you in your time of need. Ah, grace, the gift that Jesus gives to us. It's so much better than our feeble attempts to be self-sufficient. In Jesus, we celebrate that gift.